So with our handsome Mr. W, we were going to warm up with a little bit with some recall practice. So right now, Ebba, if you want to warm up with a couple find it's, do you want to toss a snack, have him go get it? Oh, well, remember we got to show Mr. W first. So if Mr. W doesn't know you have something, ready, Winston? We're going to go get his attention so he's watching you. Ready, Winston? And then you throw it for him. Go ahead. So Hippo. So right here, and then toss it so we can watch it roll, okay? So sometimes with some of the snacks, they are a different color. So some of them blend really nice with the floor. There he goes, he's watching you. Go ahead, throw it. Oh, that was at his head. So Winston's like, I don't mind getting assaulted with cheese. It still tastes delicious. So when you're tossing the snacks, see if you can get his attention and toss it off to the side. So Ebba sometimes likes to be my helper, which sometimes is very helpful. So with Mr. W, I was going to warm up with a little bit with some recalls. So Ebba, I'm going to call Mr. W away once you feed him. So once he gets his snack from you and he's all done, can you take a little break for 1 second? Okay, Hippo, do you hear me? Ebba? Okay, so Winston, come. Yes, what a good boy. So now Ebba, when he's almost all done eating my snack, can you call him by his name and tell him to come? Go ahead. Oh, very nice. Feed him for that. So sometimes Ebba likes to do the positive interrupter too, little kissy noise. See if sometimes, Ebba, you can say his name and then call him. So with the come word. So I'm going to go, Winston, come. And let's say Mr. W is very intrigued with Ebba's nice little treat pouch. Don't feed him right now, though, Ebba. Hold on to it. So let's say I had called him and nothing happened because he's very intrigued by Ebba. I would go ahead and go, Winston, come, and feed him for when he does check back in. So Ebba, see if you can go ahead, and if let's say he's very interested in what you're doing, take a little snack, toss it, then when he's almost done, see if you can call him to you. So go ahead, throw one of the snacks, have him go find it. Nice. Okay, get another snack ready, and then feed him for when he checks in with you. So right there, go ahead and give him a little snack. You can give it right to his face. So too, if you're tossing them, toss them a little bit off to the side. So ready, watch mama. So for example, guys, another great way to practice recall, show your puppy the snack, toss it away so the puppy can go romp and get it, and then you go, Winston, come, and you can feed him for that. If you're not fast enough to ask him to come to you and he's already heading your way, you can still feed him for when he comes to you. So you want to start building up that coming back to you from the environment has a lot of good value. So Winston, he's like, hold on, there's some stinky smells. Come. And let's say I don't get his attention. There's an odor, there's a visual distraction, whatever. We don't want to say, go ahead, Ebba, you can feed him for that. That was beautiful. Feed him for coming when called. That was very nice. So that's okay. So if, for example, your little humans or even some adults don't like feeding puppies directly to their mouths, you can also feed the floor. So like, let's say, for example, your little one or someone sends the snack away. He then goes and checks it out. You go, Winston, come. And you could feed right on the floor as he's entering into your bubble. But what I was going to mention is if, let's say, he was a bit distracted and you called him once and there's no response, you want to get about half the distance and see if you can call again from there. If there's no response whatsoever because he's too overwhelmed or he's too lost in the situation, don't keep repeating the recall because it's going to lose its value or lose its understanding behind the word. So if your puppy is faltering, you may want to, again, break it down into smaller steps that are attainable. Make sure, too, that if you didn't have a safe bubble to work in, like a fenced-in yard, and even if sometimes you lose them in the fenced-in yard to distractions, you guys may find using a longer leash, like a training lead, to be very helpful. Some folks will call it a drag line, training leash, training long line. There's a whole bunch of different slogans. He has a nice little itchy part. So once he's almost done scratching, Ebba, take one little piece, don't make it big, and then break it up in little tidbits and toss the one little snack. Oh, but then we're going to use up a lot of snacks all at once. So that's why Mommy has them little. Can you break it up into smaller pieces, please? Yeah, ready? Winston, find it. Ebba's making beautiful concoctions of training treats and cheese put together. So ready? Winston, come. So if, again, your babe is not as responsive to recalls, I would recommend to only use them when you think he's going to be successful. So if you know there's a turkey in the yard, or you just noticed it, and your puppy has no idea how to respond when there's something that hard, don't keep squealing the recall word over and over as it's getting, again, lost in the moment. If your puppy is doing pretty well, you can also do this in the house. So you could have him be bouncing back and forth. So Winston, he's like, oh, but hold on. So Hippo, let's not give him all of the snacks. I know he's very cute. Ebba likes to just give them snacks for being adorable, which I understand. But Ebba, let's hold off for 1 second. Winston, come. And then this next time, call him to you, okay? So get one of the snacks, and now you call him to you. So getting him to bounce back and forth between one person to another is kind of what I call, technically, like I used to always call it the ping pong recall game, but then there's a few different other pattern games out there that are also called ping pong that I didn't realize. So if that gets confusing, just view it as him going back and forth between several people, be it 2 or more. And Ebba, why don't you go ahead and call him now? And then say, come. There we go. Here he comes. Good job. That was beautiful. He's doing a very nice job, Ebba. So a lot of times you may find too with some smaller humans and even puppies or adult dogs is the littles are sometimes a little bit more of a target for jumping on or for playing with or, mouthing. So what can be really nice is sometimes to include your littles and have them be doing find its, and other behaviors can be helpful. So see how we got a little excited? But your best bet, yeah, but Ebba, feed him just one little crumb at a time, okay? Can you toss it for him? So there you go. Oh, he was almost about to do it down. He's getting tired. Winston, come. So right now there's a little crack in the floor and there could be a crumb that was lost. So again, I said his name, I said the recall word, nothing happened. I'm gonna get a little bit closer and see if I can get his attention. Winston, come. And then I'd bring him back roughly to where I maybe originally called him and feed him for that little response. So if you're finding that your babes are not doing well with recall, have you actually been able to practice in a calmer environment where he's learning how to do it before he needs it? So these are things to think about is when you're working with your puppies is, again, they don't always understand where we're coming from culturally, physically, or with our language. So we will at times have to show him what we're looking for him to do. So right now he is often distracted. Now Ebba can maybe get his attention. Go ahead, see if you can feed Mr. W for checking in. That was very nice. So even if at times your puppy even checks in from the environment, so he was off sniffing, he all of a sudden came up to her and he checked in, she fed him right on the floor. That means that coming and checking in with her or someone else has value too. So again, Winston, come. So again, a little distracted with the odor. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Winston, come. What a good boy. And then I go ahead and feed for where I wanted him originally, which could have been a little bit further from where I once originally called him and the second time. So Ebba, do you want to try calling him? He's a little distracted by the door. See if you can go ahead and call his name and tell him to come. Nice. Go ahead and feed Mr. W. So even if sometimes the little doesn't always remember or the adult doesn't always remember what you're working on, the main goal right now is he went from distraction to orienting back to her. So the main goal to this exercise is even if sometimes you're doing name recognition or the kissy positive interrupter, like the little kissy noise, or you're sometimes working with just, again, your lovely recall word, which could be come or here, your babe is starting to still realize that moving away from something that seems a little distracting or exciting can still have value to come back to you. So Winston, come. Nice. He's doing a splendid job. So we may find for Mr. W, if let's say he's more responsive to one family member versus another, getting him to practice working with everybody a little bit helps generalize that, oh, everybody in the household can still work the same game. So remember that with dogs and with puppies too, is that generalization doesn't always go over as smoothly as we think. So if one person, for example, teaches a sit or a down, and now the next person comes over and tries to do the exact same thing, but at the level you guys might be on, they might have to start at the bare bones again and build up to that down position, because your babe may not realize that many different people can maybe offer the same practice. So that's where definitely working it and rehearsing it together can be nice. So Winston. Oh, very nice. Oh, okay. Ebba's wrapping the snacks with cheese. Winston, come. Yes. Two, if you are working recalls, I would recommend to keep them short and sweet. So if your puppy can do a 10 amazing reps of recall, maybe one time you do 5, maybe another time 3. But you don't want to do always 10, 15, big chunks of recall reps, because your puppy's more than likely going to start to think that recall ends up being more like boot camp and maybe too tiring and too much work. So if they're amazing at 10, 15 recalls, sometimes 2, sometimes 5, sometimes 3. So that way he's not getting so tired practicing a really great skill that it almost becomes more of a chore than a fun exercise. But we'll give Mr. Handsome a little breather from the recall practice, and we'll work a couple other little skills. Maybe we'll do a little bit of some play. I know he was doing awesome with the flirt pole, and he was playing with a smaller version with Ebba as well. And he did an awesome job wrestling with our lovely Miss Bella May today. So I'm very proud of all the little babes for doing such a nice job for just their second day in the program for the 2 smaller puppies. Zeus has been doing a very good job as well, but he's a little bit more of a refined gentleman in the program already. So we'll give him a little break.